Welcome to the show that looks at truth, fiction, and reality with a smirk. I'm Aaron Peterson.
I'm Amanda Sink.
And I'm Zack Parkerson.
And welcome to Smirk. Each week, one of our hosts introduces an original story, which we then use as a springboard for spirited and lighthearted discussion on whatever the moral or theme of that story was. This week, we have another listener story, and it comes from Zack. Who is this from this week?
It's from Christina Flores, who I know well.
Yes, you actually you associate with her on your other podcast, The Gaming Outsider, yes?
We've been known to associate.
That probably came out really wrong. I didn't mean that.
Yes.
You've read this one. We have not read it. That's always a rule. When we write a story, the other people don't read it. When we get a listener story, only one person reads it, and that's the person who's going to tell the story. So can you give us any kind of hint about what we're going to experience in here?
I mean, how do you feel about the past?
Well, we know how you feel about it.
Yeah, burn it. But how do you guys feel?
Mine or someone else's?
Your own, I would say.
It depends on the day. There were a couple good days, and there were some really bad ones.
I think it's pivotal for who you are as a person. I mean, that's what makes you.
Well, yeah, that's what makes you, right?
Exactly.
That's what molds
That's
you.
why I want it to go away. I wish I wasn't this way.
There's a whole Bane argument in there somewhere, and I can't remember what it was. It molds you.
The darkness?
Yes.
You merely adopted the darkness. I was molded by it.
Thank you.
Wow.
Well done, Mr.
That
Wayne.
is, yeah.
Thank you.
He's like so happy about it.
I'm very proud. That was pretty cool.
You.
I'm like,
It's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
I can't do the voice filter. I don't have the mask, but
That's all I can do.
Yeah.
Rawr.
It's my Bane impression. Shut up.
You
Don't
sound
pick
like
on me.
like an elderly chihuahua or something.
You sound like a leprechaun choking.
A what?
What is with your analogies, both of you? All right, are you ready to tell Christina's story?
Oh, yeah. Gather around the campfire. It's time for a story. It was a chilly spring morning, and Carolyn pulled out her phone mindlessly while she waited for the kettle to boil. Opening Facebook, she sees a smiles at her friend's memory of them at a book signing last year. She clicked on See Your Memories and scrolled through time. There was the book signing last year, a few motivational quotes 2 years ago, and her announcement that she landed her contract with Prairie Fields Publishing. Just before she went to share that memory, she accidentally scrolled down a bit further, and she froze. 8 years ago today, Caroline Montana updated her profile picture. There she was, holding Trevor's hand, smiling. "You know I will always be there for you, right?" he said, squeezing her hand reassuringly. "Smile." They both looked at her sister and smiled for the camera. "Perfect. I'm so glad you guys are here tonight," Kayla said before she ran off to stun more people with her camera. Caroline looked back at Trevor, tears threatening to fall. The kettle started screeching, and Caroline dropped her phone. She turned the burner off and poured the water into the tea. Has it really been 8 years, she thought to herself? So much has changed since then. They had a messy divorce, and Caroline poured everything she had left into her career. She determined to never lose herself again, and finally things were falling into place. Trevor rushed off across the country, jumping from city to city and from one girl to another. She picked up her phone, grabbed her tea, and settled into her favorite chair by the window. The fog had yet to lift and was suffocating the ground. She could barely see the swing at the edge of the deck where she spent most of her evenings. She glanced back down at her phone and looked at the text messages from Trevor last night. It had been an ordinary evening, sitting on her chair in the cool, crisp air, snuggled in her fleece blanket when Trevor had texted her. "Hey, I saw your book at the store last night. Hope you're doing all right. Congratulations." "Hi, I'm doing pretty good, actually. Thanks, how are you?" she responded. "I'm doing good. Work has been stressful, but I'm trying to hang in there. I'm saving to start the shop." She replied, "I always believe in you, Trevor. You'll do it. Don't give up. If it means a few years of sacrifice, then it's worth it. Don't lose sight of your passion." "That means a lot, Carolyn. It really does. I'm not going to give up this time." She replies, "Good. I'm glad. And I'm glad we have our friendship back. I've missed it." He says, "You're a good friend and you were a good wife when we were together, and I know all will work out for you. Wish you all the best." She ends the conversation, "You too. Good night." Smiley face emoticon. She put the phone down at the end table and sipped her tea. Reading these texts seemed surreal. Could they have finally gotten their friendship back after everything that happened between them? She thought for sure all their mistakes and resentment had destroyed it for good. It only took 4 years. She felt a mixture of relief, sadness, and happiness. She knew they were too young when they got married, but always wanted the best for him, even when she walked away. Why couldn't they have set aside their pride sooner? I can't keep dwelling on what is past, she says to herself. I just needed to be happy that we've grown through the years and could be friends again. Her phone rang and she spilled her tea. She looked down and it was Kayla. Hello? Carrie, have you heard? Trevor was in a car accident yesterday morning. He was hit by a truck on the highway as he was headed home from work. I tried to get a hold of you yesterday, but your phone kept going to voicemail. I couldn't leave you a message because your inbox is full. Kayla, that's not funny. Stop joking, Caroline said with a hesitant laugh. I'm not joking, Carrie. Check your texts. I just sent you the link to the post by his mom. Caroline opened the link and her teacup crashed to the floor. It's not possible, Kate. He was texting me last night. Her voice hitched. Carrie, no. He died on impact. Are you okay? Carrie? Carrie?
Wow, that was kind of a chilling ending.
Huh. I had that same thought. I was like, how is he texting her if he's...
confused. I feel like this is the spinning top in a Chris Nolan movie.
Are we back to ghosts? Can we talk about ghosts again?
Move. If you see a ghost, move. There's the answer.
Ghosts are cool. Inception was good too.
I just
wanted to throw that in there.
That's an interesting. That's an interesting story. Well done. Well done. I didn't see that twist.
Yeah, definitely left me wanting more.
Can we debate here for a second before we move into the moral and stuff? So, what do you guys think happened at the end then?
A ghost. I don't know. I'm sure.
And did she die at the end? Like when her friend was trying to, or she just
sounded like she just dropped her teacup.
Just passed out, or what?
So, what do you guys think the moral of that story is?
This is questionable. Questionable.
The moral is questionable?
In fact, I wrote down for moral 3 question marks. So you're right, it is questionable.
For me, don't ever put off making amends.
Oh, it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean that's probably what it is. Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let.
I don't know.
Don't let time get away from you. Make things right.
I don't know why you said it in that voice,
so
man.
Sexual. I think you have some tension you need to deal with before our next episode. I mean, I feel like you're on the right path, AP. I just don't.
It's our boy AP.
AP gonna do what AP gonna do.
Yeah, it seems like something along the lines of like.
I mean, it has to be because it's
rectify
specifically.
your past.
Yeah.
Somebody can go away any day, so don't put off saying you're sorry or something like that.
We should try to go to Pinterest and find whatever quote is most relatable to this and use that as the moral.
Is there an inspiration board?
Yeah, there's got to be an answer on there somewhere.
Okay, you're just making it weird.
I'm making it weird, but you just did sexual voice and that didn't make it weird?
No, you.
Well, speaking of weird, let's get into the questions. Huh?
Okay. All right.
So the first question I have here is, so she had some kind of nervous breakdown, right?
Well, I mean, that's a good question. I don't know what the hell happened at the end. I don't quite understand how it ended. I think there's many different ways that could go. I don't know. Did she die at the end? Did she just pass out from shock at the end?
I kind of feel like she's just silently shocked, and the teacup dropping was her shock and she just kind of let it go. Maybe she dropped her phone too, and that's why her friend didn't hear anything. And I think she's just kind of
Trevor's there,
stunned in silence. Oh, that would be creepy.
Whoa! He faked his death to run off with her. Is that what you're saying?
Or to kill her.
Spirit. Why does it have to go to killing her? Jesus!
But he can be his spirit, and he's just gonna hang out with her?
Yeah, I saw
just chilling.
Ghost.
Chilling with his girl Carolyn and his boy AP.
That's what Patrick Swayze did.
I took it as so he died yesterday morning. So she her mind couldn't handle it. So she imagined this conversation of them rekindling their friendship. And then when her sister called and finally got through to her, instead of just getting the voicemail, it made her have to confront the reality.
That's one way to look at it. I probably saw it more as it was a ghost text.
Maybe she was just rereading old messages.
That's a hell of an old message. Glad we reconnected.
But I mean, what if
smiley face?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to just go with the idea that she clearly was hallucinating and imagining it. Maybe she dreamt it. Maybe she dreamt that and so she felt like it was very real.
Because she was in such shock.
Well, she wouldn't
passed out
she
and
wouldn't
just imagined the whole thing.
She wouldn't have known it yet because she was texting and then she got the call later, right?
Yes.
So maybe he got into the car accident. She didn't necessarily know, but like maybe she had like an inkling or something, and so she had a dream about her. Maybe she stumbled across something on Facebook because she was on Facebook a lot, and she saw it, but like didn't actually like process it right.
The moral of the story is get off Facebook.
It's a very good moral.
That makes sense. All right,
unless you're in our Facebook group.
Maybe he saw his death on impact coming, and so he started making some text messages.
Then he rattled them off.
And then he got in the car and went
But she was texting him at night, and he died in the morning.
He scheduled them. You can schedule your messages.
Jeez.
And he knew what her responses were going to be.
She's a very forgiving person, so he knew.
Obviously.
It's obviously that I shouldn't say obviously. It's, in my opinion, it's probably
obviously. This is the way.
That she either is hallucinating those messages or it was some sort of like dream and she just like it felt real to her, so she believed it.
It sounds more like it was a psychological break.
Yeah.
She got the news, she covered the news because she never remedied the relationship, she never rectified the problem. She felt the guilt got to her. Yeah, that's what I could see it as. Yeah. Or ghost text.
What if it's Trevor's mom on the phone?
But let's go back for a second.
That's awful and cool. I like it.
Why is it awful? She's texted her, hey, just so you can have some closure.
I'm just going to take my dead son's text,
to be my son.
My dead son's phone, and send you some text so I can heal your wound. And by the way, I'm going to throw in a smiley face in here at some point.
Maybe there's going to be a message pretty soon that says something about, I'm going to make you scream like the night you died.
You're trying too hard. You're trying so hard.
That's sexy. No, I like it.
Thanks, Zach. At least I have you.
Yeah. AP's your boy.
Well, you can be ZP. That doesn't flow as well.
That's too closely associated with AP.
Zachy.
Yeah. Oh no. Let's just move on.
Zachariah.
Naughty. So do you try to rekindle old friendships or do you let those bridges burn? Amanda, I'm curious.
It depends on what caused that divorce. Like, what happened in that marriage to get them to separate? He said
friends. He's talking friends. So.
I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to Caroline.
Okay, well, for me, it depends on the situation. It depends on what caused the falling out and how things were handled. And that will be contingent on because I'll always accept an apology, but that doesn't mean I'm ever going to forgive forgive probably isn't the right word. That doesn't mean I'm ever going to get past what you did.
I'm pretty sure forgive is the exact right word.
Okay, maybe it was.
It sounded like forgiveness to me.
Yeah, I can be a forgiving person, but I do have my lines. And there are certain things where I'm like, this is just what it is. I appreciate you reaching out to me and I don't have to be rude, but that doesn't mean I want that bridge back. Like if it's burned, there's no coming back. And I've had those instances, like in my own past relationships or even friendships, somebody's tried to come back and rekindle with me. And okay, I appreciate you reaching out, but like, this is it. Don't, we don't need to message again any further. So for me, it depends on what caused that rift between us.
Definitely sounds like you lean towards burning the bridge.
If the bridge was already burned.
Right. You don't want to rebuild the bridge with that person?
Unless more than likely, no. I mean, if I can see that they're not a toxic person and that they've made, changes in their own lives and they're a different person, then I guess that's different. But the chances of me coming back and saying, yeah, let's rebuild this bridge, there are 7 billion people in this world. I can build a new bridge with somebody else.
Damn.
Wow.
Ice cold. Stone cold.
Yeah, no trouble let go in the past, huh?
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but once I do let go of the past, it's wave bye.
That's right. Objects may appear closer in the mirror than they are.
Yep. I mean, what about you guys? Do you guys burn all your bridges and leave them, or?
No, I try to rectify them. It depends on how the bridge was burned. Was it burned or blown up? Because if there were C4 involved, then I'll just move to a new town. I don't really need to go back there. It's I can't remember that many where it ended up that way. I think maybe a couple. Most of my friends now are friends that I've had most of my life. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, wow. It's minimal, but I feel like once you get to a point, there is a line.
I really only hang out with people that I think are worthy. If I don't think you're worthy, we're just not going to call you a friend.
Worthy.
Yeah, that's right, man.
You got to be worthy of me.
I'm really picky about who I'm going to call friend versus acquaintance. And I think people aren't picky enough. Too often everyone people will say everybody that they've ever met in their life is their friend. You know, hey, I got 521 friends on Facebook. No, you don't.
I got 4.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a few and the rest are acquaintances. And there's nothing wrong with that kind of honesty. But that's the truth of it. So if somebody burns my bridge to the point where I don't talk to them for a reason, I assume it's a pretty good reason because I haven't done it much in my life. So, what about you, Zach? Well, you know what? I already know the answer to this. If you listen to any other episode, I think you probably know the answer to this too.
Well, what do you think the answer is, Aaron?
You nuke the bridge.
Yeah.
So you can't come back through it.
I mean, the whole town gets wiped off the map. No one will know there was a bridge there to begin with.
You just Buffy the Vampire Slayer that shit.
I don't understand the reference.
I don't
need to
either.
respond to it.
The whole city
I'm not going to respond to it because I don't
into the
understand
ground.
it. Anyway, I don't think I have I think the oldest friendship I have is 4 years old.
Oh, no, it sounds like you might be the problem.
Maybe I am. You know, when something starts going south, I'm certainly not afraid to make sure it goes further south.
Jeez.
So,
you know, this isn't working out, so I'm going to make it worse.
You want to tell me you don't like my clothes today? Well, you too.
No, I mean, I certainly gotten better about this, but it used to be a real tact of, well, if you don't want me around, I won't be around. And then I would just stop talking to the person.
You would just ghost out.
Well, that seems normal. I mean, if people don't want you around and you're still around, that's stalking.
No, I think most relationships are built on communication and discussion. And if you have a fight and they say like, I don't want to talk to you, you give them space, but you eventually talk to them again and you work it out. I was more of like, well, fine, then I'm deleting your phone number. I'm erasing you out of everything. We're done.
That's kind of amazing.
That bridge.
You have a fight with your buddy and you're like, you know what? Don't call me again. You're like, all right, delete, gone. And then they're like,
you know what, Josh? I don't ever want to see you again anyway.
New phone, who dis?
Then you run into them at the store and they're like, hey, you've been calling a long time. You're like, oh, I lost your number, dude. You specifically requested that I don't talk to you ever again. So
yeah.
I'm following your orders.
I honored it.
It's been real. Yeah, sometimes I would run into people again and they'd be like, hey, man, how's it going? And I was like, we're done with this. Like, I wouldn't even engage in the small talk.
Do you just like look at them, give them
I'll
an
look at them
eye?
and be like, hey man, we're done. Like we're done with this.
Oh, you say
this
it.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I respect this.
Yeah.
This is it. We moved on.
I think Amanda and I would just like to follow you around Chicago for a while. And
Get out of Target.
sit around with popcorn and watch. He doesn't like that guy. Oh, this is funny.
I certainly I've gotten, maybe I haven't gotten better because I've definitely burned a lot of bridges even in the past few years. I have a few friends and that's all you need.
Well, you know what they say on Justified. If you run into an asshole in the morning, you ran into an asshole. If you run into assholes all day, you're the asshole.
I think he's trying to say that you're the asshole.
I didn't say it. I
put the math together. If that makes me Raylan Givens, that's okay.
Oh, I wish I was Raylan Givens. Now I'm dreaming.
You just implied that I might be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, it's something I'm getting better at, but it's still not something I'm good at.
Is there a reason why you do that?
Let go of the past.
Are you are you just afraid of having to deal with that confrontation?
Are you just you're like that fish? You're just always swimming upstream?
You mean like a salmon?
Thank you. You're just like a salmon, always swimming upstream?
Yes. Yep. That's right. Whatever the hell that means in this scenario.
Swimming toward the future.
I'm going to call you a salmon from now on.
Why? That doesn't make any sense. It was just an analogy.
I know, but I'm going to call him a salmon.
Okay.
That's me, the salmon. That's what they call me.
There's your nickname. You got it. You earned it. Back to the story. What do you guys? What else?
Do you think it's? I mean, I don't know if you guys have any final thoughts on the situation.
I just want to know what happened. I want an explanation. I demand an explanation.
So I want to know what's up with Carolyn as well.
Yeah.
I don't. I think the best kind of stories are allude to something and kind of leave you with the imagination to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, and then someone writes a sequel, and that's what I want.
No, you're right. You're right, but you still want the answer.
Yeah,
you're just gonna be disappointed when they're like, "Well, the second book is coming out." Yeah.
I don't want an announcement. Just send it. Just be like, "Here, read this."
Since you know her, can you just find out and just text us with her?
Or just hit her up.
I'll send her a message real quick.
Tell her to write an ending. So we know
like, hey,
exactly
the story,
what happened.
I don't know if you noticed, you only sent half the story.
Trying to finish this podcast. If you could send it real quick, that'd be great.
I mean, this girl's still yelling for the other girl's name, and it's just weird. Like, where's she at? Why is she yelling? Who is she yelling to? What's going
She's
on?
so loud. What do you guys, truth or fiction? What do you guys think?
Fiction. Definitely fiction.
Think so?
Truth.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards truth on this one.
Oh, do you not know?
No, I don't know. The answer is not provided.
We have so many questions for you, Christina. What are you doing? You're
it
tearing me
doesn't have
apart, Lisa.
Oh, my God.
It doesn't have to necessarily be her story. I don't know. It sounds like truth to me.
It does. I feel like that could be a very plausible situation.
Sounds like
a lot of details about the tea happen in this story. I'm just saying.
Somebody likes their tea.
Or is over. Maybe they just like to explain things. Stephen King does that too.
Well, yeah. Well, he's tells you about the cracks and belts. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's George R.R. Martin. He does that a lot too. And then he picked up the dandelion, and the dandelion had 16 petals. And
that was not the best description.
That's how his books read.
The School of Tolkien, they say.
Yeah. Oh, title. So what's the title of Christina's story? Do we have a title?
Loose Ends.
Oh.
See, I think she's trying to tell everybody, hey, if you got a despondent relationship, you think about repairing them, but you don't reach out to them to actually make that repair, just do it. Do it for you.
That sounds very healthy and responsible. I say just let it go. Move on. Don't even pretend you've never even met the person.
Hey, when I get there, that's what I do.
That doesn't sound healthy.
That's fine.
See?
Once you get there, you get there.
You only live
You just shouldn't get there all the time, Zach. Like, it should be used minimally.
Sparingly.
Yeah.
I say every time.
So
somebody wrongs you, they're old news.
Wow, man. Just so dramatic.
What if they, used the last piece of your toilet paper and didn't put the new one on the roll? Would you be like, get out of my house and get out of my life?
Yes.
You know what? Well, I would say, hey, what's up with the toilet paper? They're like, oh, yeah, dude, I definitely used the last one. I'm like, why didn't you get more? And they're like, I kind of, I thought it was on you. I'd be like, get out of here.
Or they put it on the opposite way than what you prefer.
Yeah, it's got to be underhand, right?
Oh, over the rainbow,
all
brother.
the time.
Over. No.
You guys are out of control.
You're out of control. Now we know why your life in this scenario is awry with your people being pushed away because you don't know what a good toilet paper roll situation should be like.
Under is just dark, man. It's just macabre. Why would you do that? It just keeps spinning. You can't stop it. It's madness.
And it eventually it's going to touch the floor and that's gross. Then you have to throw it away and then it's a waste.
Cannot control the toilet paper roll?
You can't take the floor to your bottom. That's wrong.
You know what? I'm burning bridges with both y'all.
Great. He's deleting our numbers.
Great. Right now.
This is the end of the podcast.
I don't even know how I got on this recording. Sorry to interrupt.
That's funny. By the way, it is over. That's the correct. There's no other answer, really.
Well, there are two answers.
There's only one correct answer, and he already said it.
Exactly.
You know what? You guys aren't very open-minded.
Neither are you.
You know what? If I went into a house and it was open overhand, I wouldn't change it to underhanded.
Oh, I do.
I flip them on every time. I don't care whose house it is. Like, just because you're living wrong.
Close-minded.
No, accurate.
I'm helping you live a better life. That's what I'm doing. I help people.
You know what? So was Adolf Hitler.
You know what's sad, Zach? I'll go in a bathroom and I'm just peeing, obviously, and I still flip it. I don't even care. I just flip it.
Wow. Wait, before or after you've touched your business?
Obviously before. Okay, I'm not an anarchist.
Okay, just checking.
Anarchist. Oh, well. Well, hey, that's the story.
Okay. All right. Well, as the show goes, we will occasionally pick listener stories, as we just did, to read and discuss on Smirk. If you'd like the chance to have yours read, email it to mystory@smirkpodcast.com. It's mystory@smirkpodcast.com. We do proof them, so, we do make sure that they're going to come across as stories. So don't just write a bunch of words and expect us to read that. I'll take that out because that was rude.
Leave it.
Join the conversation by joining our Facebook group or follow us on Twitter @SmirkPodcast, and be sure to use the show's hashtag Smirk. Don't miss an episode. Be sure to subscribe to Smirk on your podcast app of choice. We're also on Spotify, and check out our website at smirkpodcast.com. Please share the show with your friends. We're still trying to find our audience and everything else. We do have a lot of loyal listeners now, but we'd really like people to find the show. So
and we
please
do appreciate them. But also, if you want to write a review on iTunes, that would be very helpful as well.
It's Apple Podcasts.
Apple
I'm sorry.
Podcasts.
It's called Apple Podcasts.
Pretty sure I even corrected Zach on another episode with that.
Well,
I'm terrible at this.
You went back to being wrong, didn't you?
I sure did. Just like Mr. Over here who does under.
Way to deflect. Nice.
Yeah. What are you trying to do right now?
I'm trying to teach him the right ways.
Own up to your mistakes.
I did make a mistake, but so are you. I'm helping you fix yours
so
now.
are you?
You continue to deflect.
Jesus. This is getting dark. Take us out, sir.
Yeah, no kidding. As you write your own life story, always remember to tell it with a smirk.
Seriously, you are living a lie with the
underhanded.
Yeah, that's just.
Tell you what. This is even crazier. I don't care. Underhand, overhand. I'm a wipe.
Well, good. Then just subscribe to our belief, which is that it goes over, and that is a correct belief.
That's a ridiculous thing to say.
Don't you just you give it a pull, and then it just keeps freaking going, man.
That's not accurate.
That is accurate.
Why are you ripping the toilet paper?
I don't know, because I'm so angry it's under. I just grab it and throw it. I just yank it.